Have Manchester United already lined up Raphael Varane's replacement this summer? Have Manchester United, in fact, managed to get their hands on two centre-backs, possibly, for the price of just 55 million? Young, up-and-coming, Premier League proven centre-backs, some would say as well. More details on that. Bruno's going nowhere, according to reports from David Ornstein of The Athletic. With his team meeting Manchester United representatives at Carrington the other day, they want to build, INEOS that is, want to build the team around their captain and keep him at the football club. But are the players convinced? There's contrasting stories regarding Bruno Fernandes right now. We'll look into both sides of them stories as well. Also, players not happy. Players not happy that they have to fork out for their own parties, their own friends and family to get to Wembley. Major cutbacks, according to INEOS, and the players are kicking up a stink yet again. Well, are we bothered? Do we give a shit? Honestly, right now, after this season, I don't think any Manchester United fan cares if the United players have to put their hands in their pockets. But, yeah, that is something else we need to get into as well. The targets that most people know that United need in terms of positions on the pitch. More stories coming out regarding that and everything else. David Brailsford is in charge of Manchester United's budgets. While Berardi and Dan Ashworth complete their arbitration in Dan Ashworth's case and gardening leave in Berardi's case, it's Team Wilcox and Brailsford all the way. And that is where we are going to start today with that link from Wilcox and the time at Manchester City's academy in tossing Adarabioyo, the Fulham centre-back, who is on a free transfer this summer. It's Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to the programme, everybody. Welcome along, programme. We're all professional now tonight. Welcome along to the show. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're loving the content, and let's get on with the show. Hello everyone in the chat, hope you're well. Get your comments in. Please comment after the show is finished as well. We're just in preparation really, talking through United stories in hope that tonight the football does go our way and that Spurs get anything off City at all and hand the title over to Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal fans. I like them more than City fans, though. That's my end of that. And hopefully tomorrow we're laughing a little bit at Pep Guardiola being salty again in the press conference, because his student has beaten him to the title. God, I hope it happens, but we'll see. We're not talking about that first of all. Tossing Adarabioyo out of contract this summer. How has this happened? Why is he out of contract? Is he worth anything if Fulham are letting him go on a free transfer? That's what a lot of people are going to be saying. Varane has announced that he's leaving and so has the football club. So is this a good enough replacement? There are stories regarding Branthwaite from the Daily Mail with Chris Wheeler as well, saying United will push to £55 million. And this area of the pitch is where Manchester United will be looking to stamp down straight on with a transfer. Do we need two? I think we need two. We said it earlier on. We need two centre-backs at least, because Varane's gone. Like, Evans is going to be going. And obviously we're going to see the end of Lindelof and Maguire. Hopefully we can actually bring in, I would say, Branthwaite and Adarabioyo. It's not the number one targets for Manchester United fans, I would say. You guys tell me. Do you like these players? Do you think they're worth what we're looking into with this? I'll bring you up the story, what's come about. It's come from Sky, it's come from TalkSport, it's come from quite a few other places as well, and other sources and media outlets, that Manchester United are interested in tossing Adarabioyo and are keen to speak to the defender when his Fulham contract expires in the summer. Tossing is one of a number of centre-backs United are looking at. Newcastle and AC Milan are also keen. It has been reported that Newcastle have already made contact with Adarabioyo and his people, and are already in the middle of negotiating a contract for him and certain game time involved in that as well. So this is Manchester United coming in. We can't really bring up the Dan Ashworth side of things here with the Newcastle bit on this. Like, Newcastle were keen to stop Dan Ashworth giving Manchester United all of their targets. Adarabioyo is a free agent. He can talk to whoever he wants, so that's not even an issue. And this guy is 26 now. He's a free transfer, big lad, strong, was in Manchester City's academy, which is why I think Manchester United are looking at him, and is what a lot of people are saying is the influence of Jason Wilcox, Manchester United's new technical director who was dealing with the youth team and parts of the transfer committee at United. So his experience with Tosin is definitely one avenue that a lot of people think is why this is happening. I agree. I think there is an influence there from Jason Wilcox. And you know what? If he knows that this lad is good, if he knows that this player has definitely got something and can bring something to Manchester United, a better record, a better injury record, than a lot of Manchester United defenders. Why am I actually automatically just going down how bad is his injury record straight away? Like, it is a massive concern how I'm actually thinking about the qualities of the player secondary to, is he a bad injury prone player? That's what we look at now, because we don't want to be wasting time and don't want to be looking at players with injuries. We don't want to be looking into this. We want to be looking at the positive, which is young, up-and-coming centre-backs, United being proactive and already having a replacement for Varane lined up. That's what we want to see, and that's what's happening with this here. Young, 26, has got Premier League experience, tall, strong. Honestly, I'm going to just go out and say it. I don't think it's a player that Manchester United really had at the top of their list. I just think he's free, and United are looking down this road because we've had a disaster of a season and we probably haven't got much money to spend in the summer. I mean, that's why he's up there. Wilcox has definitely given this the old veto treatment, I feel, as well. And it's not bad to have Premier League proven experience. I mean, can we make him better than what he is already? Can we make him better with the Manchester United coaching setup that we've got? This is the big concern. It's like, all right, bring in any player in this summer, but are we going to be improving these players? Are we going to be getting more out of them than what they have at their previous football clubs? This is the unknown with Manchester United. And while the manager situation is still not rectified, it's going to carry on to be the unknown. But as soon as the FA Cup final finishes, it's going to be said that Manchester United will be in full contact with Fulham. Well, not with Fulham, but with Tosin, because he is then a free agent, and Manchester United will look to try and sweeten the deal. Like, where would you go, Newcastle or Manchester United? Newcastle could be in Europe. United might not be. United are a bigger club, and there is a big project. Can we sell him that project? Should we be looking elsewhere? But with the finances the way it is, I think this is moving Manchester United closer to deals like this, rather than other deals that are quite clearly gettable, but only with a certain layout of money. And that being the likes of, I would say, Tapsoba. Obviously, Branthwaite is one. We'll talk about him in a second. And the likes of Todibo as well. We are going to be having to fork out a lot. And let's be clear here. We are going to lose a few central midfielders as well this summer. And holding midfielder, centre-back and centre-forward are the priorities, Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail says, as long as the budget stretches that far. So looking into that, a deal for a centre-back that's got Premier League experience is definitely a positive for Manchester United. We talked earlier on today the fact that Mason Greenwood, someone who we thought we were going to get money for, may actually be going back to Getafe on loan next season. So if that happens, again, purse strings, very, very tight. And Manchester United have to be clever. So is 26 the right age for you guys? What are you getting out of him there? What, another 5 years? A full 5-year contract? You can't really argue with that, can you? For free? No. I think that's a player that's... It's just if he's good enough. It's if he's good enough. Is he better than what we've got right now? Get into the chat, guys. Let me know what you think. Is Tosin Adarabioyo better than what we have already? He's been at Fulham since moving from Manchester City, and he's done okay. He's done okay. He's not pulling up major trees, but it's that step up. He's come away, not made it at City like a lot of players do. He's gone down a little bit, still in the Premier League. He's doing okay. Very, very settled and secure season for Fulham that it has been. He's been a major part of that. And he's now ready to make that next step. This is his big move. I think 26 is a good age, I feel. You've got the youth side still there. Then you've got the experience of going through what he has at youth level and getting a bit of experience in his early 20s at a decent level and then coming up to United. So I look at him and go, for free, 26... cheap wages compared to what Varane is. Manchester United in the situation they're in balancing the books and trying to get back up into the Champions League, is not a bad bet. And you know what? I would go for him, and I'd just make him the make weight one, and then go out and spend the money on another centre-back, which we really, really do need. Guys, please give the video a like. Let's get them likes over 100. We're nearly there already. Thank you so much. Only about 10 minutes in there enough, and we're nearly there. So thank you so much. Well over 500 in the room with us as well, guys. Let's share the video and obviously subscribe if you tune in for the first time. That other defender, we just mentioned his name there. We've mentioned his name plenty of times so far this season. That is Jarrad Branthwaite. 55 million, according to Chris Wheeler in the Daily Mail, is the bid that Manchester United are willing to go in with. That is a far bit off what the original price was. But Everton, with that news that's come out today, like that 777 takeover deal falling through, which it does look like. They've got one more month now. It's been extended. So cash-strapped Everton may have to cash in. United can take advantage of this, and hopefully we can get in for a bit cheaper, because no one was up for that 70 million, 80 million price tag that was first put out there for Branthwaite. So I look at 55 million. I would still bring that down by 10 personally, and hopefully INEOS can bring that down a little bit. 45 to 50, that's probably your max for Branthwaite. At his age, plenty of years, plenty of sell on. Can Manchester United make him better? And this is what it all comes down to, and is the worry. Like, the players are there, and the recruitment side of things looks like it's in an alright place so far. And it's early stages, obviously. It's early stages still for INEOS and what's happening with this new structure. But you have to look at it and also go, right, okay, we do need to sort out the manager situation and come out and make a commitment. Because it's all right, these Ashworths and Baradas and Wilcox and everybody else getting the right sort of profile of player in, but it only works if that player can get to that next level. Can we make him a better player? Because buying players from Fulham and from Everton, it comes with that risk reward. If you've got the right coaches in place, then you've probably got a better chance. It needs to be settled. Everything needs to be in place for when these players come in. Because spending this amount of money on the budget that we've got is not going to be easy, and it has to be the exact right player. Like Adarabioyo on a free at 26, I think is a no-brainer. A no-brainer. It isn't the touch paper, sparkling fireworks type of signing that everybody wants, but I don't think them types of signings are going to come in anymore at United. We are going to see very similar signings to what we're talking about here in young, up-and-coming Premier League players. And I just feel like we need to be ready, and we need to help these players when they come through, because if it is young profile players, they're just going to get the issue that we've got right now with Mainu, Garnacho and Højlund all falling off, which they are. They're knackered, they're overplayed, they're overtrained, and they're playing amongst players that clearly don't want to be at the football club right now in our senior players. There's a lot that needs sorting for when these players come in, and hopefully there is that other plan, the out plan, because we need to make room for them, and we need to make this a comfortable environment for these players to come in and start progressing in, because I cannot remember the last player that improved at Manchester United when we brought him in. Everybody goes backwards. That is one thing that has to change instantly. It has to. Otherwise, it doesn't matter who comes into this football club. We've seen the best of the best that won everything come into United and fall away. We do have that United curse on these players. Into the chat we go regarding them two centre-backs, guys. Get your thoughts in, please, everyone. I'm going to stop it there. Newbies, Cubies, tossing, right-footed, and Lloyd Kelly, left-footed, are free this summer. That's two good backup centre-backs. Still need to sign two starting centre-backs. We can't rely on Leacher anymore. He is injury-prone. Well, hopefully, we are looking after Leacher a little bit differently than we did before. And he is going to be a lot fitter, like not rushing him back. Like, that's a good sign that even in wanting to play at weekend and Ten Hag saying no, that's a good thing, I feel. I said it at the time, I didn't want Leacher back. He's back in the squad tomorrow. All going well this afternoon, Ten Hag said with the press conference. So that's another concern. I do get you, newbies, because we do need the extra cover. And we've got injury-prone players. We cannot afford another season like we just had. So we need to make sure. Cal says, I'd take Tosin as well, but to replace Evans, Euro for Lindelof, and then a big name for Varane. Oh, in a perfect world, Carl. In a perfect world. We're talking here, and the noise is coming out. Is like 4 players max coming in. We're going to be relying on a lot of that youth team if it's only 4 players, looking at the out list anyway. I don't want the Branthwaite. He is pretty slow. I don't think he's that slow. 30 million offer. If it's declined, walk away. That's for Branthwaite, Stu. I take it, yeah? Gehan says, I think he will come to United. 26 is a perfect age. I would do all I could to sign him. Then go out and get a top quality centre-back, but not Branthwaite. Not many people having Branthwaite. Branthwaite would be a good signing, though, says Alex. So we come back with a couple wanting Branthwaites. Newcastle and Brighton have had injuries. No excuses. No excuses, mate. I'm not talking about that right now. But in terms of players being injured and not having injury-prone players in next season, I think is definitely something we need to be going down. Well, we need to be having a season where we're comfortable with players and know that they're not going to be as injury-prone as what players have been this season. Because this season has been an absolute whitewash with injuries. I would just see now. I would take Onana of Everton as well. Can we completely rinse Everton and take advantage of their situation and get Amadou Onana? A lot of people have said that he is a good replacement and has been linked as well. There were some reports this morning, but we had that much to talk about. We didn't get a chance to get into Casemiro replacements, but there's a lot of people saying that he would be the ideal replacement for Casemiro as well. So I don't know. Another Premier League proven player. We don't seem to be going very far afield when we're looking for players right now. If these are the players we're talking about as replacements for our big guns, are they good enough replacements as well? Nobody's safe this summer. Most of these players don't deserve to be representing Manchester United. Get rid and let's do a full rebuild over 3-4 transfer windows. It can't get any worse. It depends how many comes out in one window, and then can you get replacements to keep United just floating where we are? I understand the 3 or 4 year aspect of it, but you do need replacements when these players go. You cannot get rid of senior players and replace them with younger players alone. I think it's a recipe for disaster. It needs to be a blend and a mix, which we're going to move on to next. I don't see Bruno Fernandes going this summer. Genie is here. Apparently Everton will sell Onana instead of Branthwaite. And that might please a few people, taking Onana over Branthwaite and then go and get a different defender who's a bit cheaper. Is it? If we only got Onana in midfield, though, would you be disappointed with that? 55 million for Branthwaite has to be the max. Could get Silva for that price. Satinja says Branthwaite, no, they're dealing with idiots, so we'll end up paying 70-80 million for a young, inexperienced kid. Then the cycle begins again. I don't think INEOS are that silly. I think it's a different ball game now. They won't spend money that they haven't got. So I see hard negotiating with INEOS. Really looking forward to seeing how they approach that in their first summer as well, because this is going to be a difficult one with not much time preparation. A failing season and no extra European money or TV money coming in to balance books. Some astute sales, which I think is why people are talking about Bruno. I think it's been blown up a little bit simply because of the situation we're in financially. I don't think he'll go this summer. I think they want to, but they cannot replace him. Here we go. Crazy season has begun. We're going to sign everyone. Christos, I know. Here it comes, mate. If the season wasn't bad enough, here comes silly season instead. Now, keep McTominay. Is that keep McTominay over Onana? You cannot be sure. Serious. Straight swap for McTominay. You're replying to Stu, who says swapping for McTominay. Would Everton take McTominay? It could be a way United getting around spending too much here. You think about it. And like the players we've got, can we use any of our players for mate weights in deals to make this happen? Our midfield is shocking. How could one player improve in it? Well, altogether, they're all failing. That's why it's shocking, Andrew, I would say. We need to scout Europe and Brazil. We need to use our system. Otherwise, we are wasting our time. I think Bruno will go. I just have a feeling. I don't think we will get more than 50 million. No. Some of the players have said, and this has come out, I think, from Samuel Lucas, to think of him right in remembering that's where it was. He's been the source of all of the stories recently. With Bruno Fernandes and some of the first team players not convinced that he's actually going to stay this summer. Bruno, really, in the situation when you look into it, is all contractual. He's coming to the end of this season. He's got 2 more years left. By the end of them years, like we said earlier on today, he'll be 31. If he signs a new deal and they offer him a new deal, like they're saying, and the talk is that they want to build around Bruno, can Bruno fully commit to Manchester United from his side, knowing that he wants to win trophies? Because if he commits to a project, then that's it. He's done. He's not moving anywhere else. And if this project fails, then that's it. Bruno, no trophies, nothing extra. It was Lucas who said it. Yes, thank you, Kaz, for reminding me about that. So Bruno Fernandes looking into this, I think he's definitely, in terms for his people are saying, look, like, why do you want to commit to United? You need to speak to INEOS. You need to find out what the plans are. You need to know where they see Manchester United's future within the next 3 years, because that is Bruno done. That's his career pretty much over at the top level. We all know this with midfielders, and the way that Bruno runs around that pitch, time will catch up with him soon. Like, as soon as he starts hitting that 30 mark, that's him done. Does he want to go to a league that isn't as strenuous? Does he want to go to a team that's got more of a guaranteed opportunity of winning major trophies? That's why the talk of Bayern Munich came in this morning. That's why we're hearing about other teams like Barcelona possibly being interested in Bruno Fernandes. Although I think in La Liga, I don't think Barcelona stand a chance with the way that Real Madrid is shaping up for the next few years. So I think Barcelona, for any up-and-coming player, any player coming to the end of his career right now, if you're going to win trophies, I wouldn't be going to Barcelona with the way that Madrid's squad is shaping up and the financial power that they've got over Barcelona. So I would take that out for Bruno Fernandes if that's his thinking. A new challenge, yeah, you could think that. But right at the end of his career, I think he wants to stay at United. He wants to win things at United, though. And if INEOS don't meet them targets, if INEOS don't meet what he wants for himself, and it may sound selfish me just bringing up Bruno, but it may just be that he is thinking about himself rather than Manchester United going into this summer. And I'm sure that's what his people will be saying, because that new contract that Bruno Fernandes will be offered, if you're going off reports, will not be anywhere near the 240 grand a week. It definitely won't be. Sorry, I missed a new member in the house, which was donated by our man, the Honest Tiger. Groove Master, welcome to the Members Club. Guys, if you are a member, make sure you're tuning in to Tifo. We are starting at 7:45 for the City and Spurs game. We're going to be watching that one, guys, so make sure you're tuned in. There is a members video that's just gone out this afternoon. If you click on that, everything should be on there that you need. I will make sure of that later as well after this show is finished. Just go over there and onto that, and yeah, get logged on and enjoy the game with us on Tifo. Hopefully, Spurs can do us a job. Okay, scrolling right down. Let's get back updated with the chat. As if we are going for Fulham players, is that where we are at a club right now? Surely not. Well, the big name players have not cut it either, have they? And that's the problem we've got, Richard. Go to Dortmund, maybe? I don't think he will. United Spotlight says, if he stays for another 3 years, that's 10 years. Why are we keeping players for that long when we don't win anything, whoever they are? You know what? I look at it, and if Omar Barada was in right now, I think Bruno Fernandes is on the transfer list. I said this earlier on today. It's the right time to sell players for money. If you're going to run it as a business, then this is where it happens. This is where everything happens. If you're a properly run football club at the highest level. So I do believe that if the opportunity came around and a big bid came in, I still think United would listen to it for Bruno. Even though the reports coming out are of Bruno Fernandes wants to stay and commit his future to United, I fully believe that, and I would be okay with that. I would. I haven't got a problem with that right now and where we are. Bruno is an exception to that age rule, I think, because of the numbers he puts up and the work rate that he puts in and what he gives the team. There are obviously issues behind the scenes which I don't think we're ever going to find out about. But in terms of what INEOS need right now, just to stay afloat and stay relevant in this transitional year, players like Bruno, I don't think you're going to be able to afford to get a replacement for. So he has to stay. And this is why I feel Marcus Rashford will probably end up staying. I just hope that someone comes in with a stupid bid and Rashford is gone. Alien with the super chats. Thank you very much, mate. Come on, City. Win 4 in a row. Set the standards. Come on, Alien. Stop with that reverse psychology stuff. I don't want to see them words. I don't want to see them. We signed Louis Zaha and Van der Sar from Fulham. We've had good deals from them before. We have. It's an omen. It's an omen. I'll say that. Bruno should be played at CM. He can score from distance. From Alex. 4 says, happy if Bruno leaves. Not the right player for Man United. A lot of people have turned on Bruno and had enough of him this season, I feel. There is a bigger shout for Bruno to be sold within the Manchester United fan base than ever before. I don't completely understand it. I know we've had lots of issues, and a lot of issues have been highlighted off the pitch this season as well, but right now, Ashworth isn't good with a free deal. I don't know. Don't know enough. Right now, it doesn't matter because Ashworth isn't in charge, which takes us on to our next point of the show, which is about Sir David Brailsford being the man in charge of them purse strings. And he's the one that is going to be dealing and negotiating a lot of these deals. A couple of stories to read out on this one. With Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth still to join, Sir David Brailsford is engaged in crucial discussions face-to-face and telephone with various parties in preparation for the summer transfer window. Brailsford's involvement is as a representative of the club's ownership and board, with his particular role in recruitment discussions purely aimed at selling INEOS' long-term vision for the club, rather than any involvement in thrashing out financial side of deals. So it kind of went to what I just said there, but he's not in charge of the financial side of things. Sorry, I got that completely wrong in what I read. He's in charge of negotiating to try and help the financial situation at Manchester United. So his powers of negotiation and selling a project is what United have put him in charge of, really, or to try and help out right now. David Brailsford is at the heart of executing Manchester United's summer transfer plans amid a delayed arrival of Barada and Dan Ashworth. Brailsford has been thrust into the forefront of the club's recruitment strategy, engaging in talks with external parties, including club representatives and agents, with a view to attracting the key targets identified by United ahead of next season. So, yeah, basically go in and sell Manchester United on a small shoestring budget is what Brailsford is doing. That's where we are at with David Brailsford going into Manchester United's transfer window this summer. So, we know he is a good sell. We know what he can do. We know how he can encourage people, empower people, get people committed. I'm fully convinced that he has been a big part of this audit in going back to Sir Jim Radcliffe and telling him where the issues are. Like, he's a man that's got standards. He's a man that demands the best. And he is going to have to convince people that a failing Manchester United side this season is the best place for these players to go. Speak to their agents and convince their agents that this is where you should be going. This is why I feel like he is in charge of this. Personally, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem at all with him being involved in anything to do with negotiations for United, because he's a master at it. So this is only a good thing for United. If we had a bit more money behind us, I think it would be an absolute... it'd be a barnstormer, wouldn't it? It'd be the best thing for United going forward. But we haven't got the money, so he's working within his means, and that is a cut price Manchester United right now. Talking of cut prices, not so much prices, but expenses. Manchester United players apparently furious that they are having to fork out of their own money. All of them millions that the club have paid them, how dare we have to pay for our own family and friends to come to Wembley for the cup final. This comes down to the staff situation again that we discussed the other week, and staff being told that they're only going to get one ticket, no parties, no hotels, no transport put on. This is the way that INEOS are cutting costs at Manchester United, and nobody likes it. I could fully see Manchester United players seeing their asses and putting in shit performances again. Like, just when someone gets into these United players' heads, they just seem to go completely off the rails. And the only people that are going to suffer with everything going on between the players and INEOS and this whole changeover are the fans. And probably Ten Hag, to be honest, because he's the one who's going to end up losing his job because these pansies don't want to put the effort in because they feel like they're hard done to. 25% pay cut going into next season wasn't a shot in the arm enough for poor performances in the season. There's no awards party because you're crap, and it's not that cover-up bollocks that the club was saying regarding full preparation for the Wembley game with City is why we're not having an awards ceremony. What awards would you want to be picking up in this season? And you know what? I was going into them awards, and I forgot to mention something earlier on, because in a way it's good that we're not having these awards. None of these players deserve any awards, but what about the players coming through? What about the likes of Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho, who've had alright seasons? Dalot having his best season for United, according to a lot of United fans. These players are all missing out because the rest of this team cannot be arsed. That's the situation we're in as well with this. So as good as it is that we're not actually having an awards ceremony because it's embarrassing, you still got to feel for the younger players of this squad that have actually had alright seasons. And it just goes to show the discontent and disruption behind the scenes in Manchester United right now. It's clear for everyone to see what happens when them players walk out on the pitch. And I think behind the scenes, I can only guess it's twice as bad. Twice as bad. I spoke to a staff member not an hour ago, and he was just saying that we're just praying that nothing else goes wrong this season. Like, we just need something to happen. Media sort of access and things have been changed. The whole setup at the football club apparently is just running a completely different way. I mean, that's music to a lot of United fans' ears because we are actually stamping down and we are making a change, but still, it's concerning for a lot of people at United. And as good, like I said, as that is, it's going to take a transitional period for everyone to get fully on board with the direction INEOS want to go. Get the violins out, says Flash Talks. No, I know, I'm with you. In terms of the player side of things, yeah, sod off. Don't care. Get your hand in your multi-million-pound bank account pocket, is what I say. Balvinder says, just play the youth team next season. They will finish above 8th. I doubt it, but I see where you're going. Andrew Williams, Adam, is that why he is losing his job, or is it that he signed a bunch of lemons and is tactically inept? Tactically struggling, yep. Inept, I've seen little bits with Ten Hag, but nowhere near enough, not to convince me that he's the man to take us forward. And he has been poor in transfer window. That's why he's going to get sacked. And he's lost these players. He's not a good man manager, in my opinion, watching what I am, and the amount of fallouts that he's had and the loss of control within this squad, which is clear from the outside. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. But that is Manchester United right now. Like, the player unrest, the situation with the staff, the season unfolding the way it is, the stadium falling apart. It is just the pits. It's full-on pits United right now, but we know there are better times coming. We just got to get there. And it's just going to be a little bit more pain before we get to a well-structured football club. Hopefully with a brand new stadium and Manchester United playing decent football. 3 years, though? Maybe not the 3 years, I would say. Great now awards for these losers. Sorry, the younger players are missing out. They will learn from it. We have a bunch of losers. Glad their pay is getting cut. Fantastic, says Gehan. You're loving that one, mate, aren't you? Yeah, give the video a like, guys. If everyone in the chat liked it right now, we're beyond pretty much that 200 mark. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I want to get through a few more of your comments before we finish up. I'm just going to check. Make sure you guys download our SofaScore app. Bottom right-hand corner, QR code there, link in the description. Also in the description is our Rooters footage, their YouTube channel. Haters, sorry, not Rooters, bleeding hell, got the name wrong. Sorry guys, Haters TV, that's where we get our press conference footage, which is out on the channel as well, that you guys have been watching earlier on today. Go give them a watch for all the other Premier League access as well. And obviously the United Couple link in the description there for our latest podcast. That also there, guys, so get on to that. Thank you to everyone who has already done that as well and left comments. Brilliant. Only 15 away from that 200 mark. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. What else have we got? Hope you're doing well, Adam. Hunter, I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad at all. I'm looking forward to the game, actually, coming up. I'm going to be covering it on TIFO. So if you want to be a member, press the join button below the screen. I'll drop in the description. There is a link there to becoming a member. Lots of memberships have been donated. So if they do come about and you're a lucky person, make sure you jump across to the members section on the channel. Follow the instructions, download TIFO and get on there for the watch along, which is coming up. And we're starting at 7:45 tonight before kick-off, guys. Big one, and we're hoping that Spurs can do it. I had a poll going. How many points do you feel United can get in their last 2 games? 6, 4, 3 or less. Less is leading the way on 52%. 22% say 3, 4 points, 11%, 6 points. So 2 wins from 2, 15% of the crowd tonight, of which we've had over 600 votes on this, are actually confident United can get maximum points. I wish I had your enthusiasm. I really do wish I had your enthusiasm. I don't see where them points are coming from, honestly. But we'll leave that running up until the end of the show as well. Shepherd's Pie tonight, that's all I'm looking forward to. A nice one. I'm glad someone was so nice to give me a membership. Hunter, that is legendary, mates. And that is what this community is here on FUTV. Always is, always will be. Great show, Adam, as usual. You are on it, legend, says Henry. Thank you very much. United slowly turning it into Everton. Top 4 wages for fees for players no one in the top 6 wants. That's a trend that will change with what's going on. We just hit the 200 like mark as well, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hi, Adam. Hope all is well. This is a sad event. The way the club and players are falling apart. So pissed. Yeah, honestly, Peter, I'm totally with you, like many of the United fan bases. We are a disgrace right now. But I keep trying to push the positive on there. Like with INEOS, we are moving in the right direction off the pitch. Hopefully that can transpire on it as well. And United can start to see some positives. Cheers, Adam and chats. Don't forget to like on your way out. See some of you in the TIFO. Cheers for that, Stu. Yes. Let's just check the news that is coming in, if anything else has dropped while we've been on the show. Where are we at? Let's just see now. Interesting regarding the game tomorrow. We'll talk about Newcastle tomorrow. It's weird, isn't it? On the eve of the last game of the season, with so much, well, there is quite a bit riding on it for European aspirations for Manchester United. But we're not even talking about the Newcastle game. It's mental. Absolutely mental. Oh, there's another legend in the chat right there. Modern Samurai's just dropped in 10 memberships. Alien Tenno, Pete, welcome back into the membership section. I want you in that watch along later. I do. AJ Squire 7, Gricka, Mr. Merlin, Kevin Q, Tim, Costas, Papa Costas, Papa Costas. Welcome to the membership, and Jag73. Please thank our legend, Mr. Modern Samurai, in the chat, guys. Epic. He donates memberships all the time. Probably the biggest donator of memberships we've had on the channel. Absolutely epic again. Another 11 members just on the show tonight, guys. Buzzing with that. Make sure you jump across to the membership section, guys, which is just them videos that have got members written on them. You will only see them if you're a member. In all of the descriptions in them videos is the link and how to set up on TIFO, and join us on there as we build the platform and do our latest watch along, which is Spurs versus City. That is happening tonight. Adam, I remember the big Ron days. Feels the same before Sir Alex came in. Bruno will cook at Juventus, probably. Please have a watch of the podcast before the game at 8 p.m. Yes, that's Kaz in the chat there, guys. Make sure you click on the link in the description, guys, and give it a watch. It was a funny one. Me and Kaz arguing over chicken nuggets, to name a few other topics. But guys, that is it. We are all finished. That is you up to date with everything going on at United. We talked through quite a bit there. Brailsford in charge of negotiations for players. Tossing, Adarabioyo, Branthwaite. Are these the type of centre-backs to replace Raphael Varane? And Bruno Fernandes wants to stay at United, but is that a definite? We'll find out probably only when the season finishes on that one. But we are finished for the night, guys. On to Tifo we go for the City game. I will see you all over there if you are a member and you're joining us tonight. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much. New members, super chats, everyone involved in the chat. Get your comments in below on all the topics as well. Once the video has finished its live, I'll try and get back to a few of them as well, guys. Thank you